maybe teams are not seeing on tape about you that you feel like, isn't being emphasized on tape that you can show them going forward?
I think my IQ, a lot of the times, it's just like I'm just happening in the right spot, but it's a lot of meaning and depth behind where I'm at. I'm pretty much always in the right spot at the right time, and I feel like my IQ is a big reason for that.
Appreciate it.
What does it say about the development at your program that there's a bunch of your guys here this week? It's not a program that brings in a lot of five-star guys out of high school. Just what does it say about the development in Minnesota?
He just truly showed how much and how true that is. Pretty sure most of us here were there all of our years, and we all started out as not that good of players. I know I wasn't that big of a recruit. I'm pretty sure Cody wasn't, and we all developed into some pretty good players, and it just shows the culture we have and the dedication we have at the University of Minnesota.
What's it like playing for Coach Fleck?
It's great. I mean, he really creates a brotherhood. In this day and age with NIL and the portal, it's really hard to have a team that's all in for each other, and the culture it creates that.
How would you describe your play style?
I feel like I'm very versatile, very physical. If I can do anything on the field, I can play a variety of positions, a variety of coverages. Minnesota, we pretty much played everything you can play, and that helped me out a lot.
When you say physical, is that a physicality in coverage, or are you comfortable coming up in the run game at any time?
I'm pretty much physical in all aspects, I feel like. In the run game, pressing, getting off blocks. I know at Minnesota we teach physicality, so no matter what it is, we always compete and be physical.
People always talk about quote-unquote mental reps, and obviously you prefer to be out there doing everything you would like to do physically. But what have you been sharpening with the part of you that can still go full out, your brain?
Say it one more time.
Obviously you've had to take a lot of mental reps, as they call them, because of fighting back from the injury. What are the things you're doing right now to sharpen your brain, getting ready for the things you're going to have to do in terms of multiple coverages and things like that?
Well, one thing I'm doing now, like every night in my room, I'm drawing up coverages that we played in Minnesota just in case any team wants to know what we did. Every night I'm still sharpening my details on that. And even back at Minnesota, one thing we did with mental reps where we would stand behind the defense and you would get in your stance, take the right steps as a guy that was actually in the practice or in the game doing, and it really helps you out a lot.
As a communicator, what are the things that will help you if you're ever asked to be the guy that gets guys aligned back there?
One more time, I'm sorry.
As a communicator, if you're asked to be the guy that gets guys aligned in the back end, what are the things that will help you to do that?
I think preparation is the biggest thing. I come from Minnesota, we prepare a lot. We prepare every week like we're playing the best team in the country. And when you go on the field prepared, you're able to communicate anything you need to communicate.
Who helped you to, Who helped you to unlock that? The film study, the student of the game part of your game?
I really think Coach Monroe, because he came in right before my junior year, and he really brought that aspect to my game, more of like the mental side of it, like knowing what to call, when to call, and not just knowing what I'm doing for myself, but helping other guys get the line and getting the right coverage of them too.
Thank you.
I'm just curious, are there guys you watch in the NFL or guys you like to take certain parts from and kind of apply them to what you do?
So it's really two guys. One guy's Trent McDuffie. He's a guy that's very versatile. He plays inside, outside. Very good in man coverage, very good in zone coverage. And another guy is Kenny Moore. He played the Colts. He's a smaller guy, but he plays a lot bigger than he actually is. And he plays in the box a lot, but he's really a nickel that really shines and I look up to.
Are teams saying nickel or teams saying like corner? Like what are those discussions been like in terms of where you fit?
Both nickel and corner. A lot of teams see me as a guy that can play both of them. And that's why I feel like my value really is where I can play inside and outside.
Watching the Super Bowl and watching a nickel be one of the big impact players in that game, what was that like for you? Now that you're trying to kind of, maybe good timing for you as you try and prove yourself as a nickel type player?
Yeah, it's a great time because really nickels are, it's not a newer position, but it's a position that a lot of guys are excelling in a lot more now. And it's becoming like a true starter on the field now, and pretty much every defense uses a nickel. And just to seeing guys make plays at nickel is just it makes me look forward to something.
Played in a great conference. Are there some receivers you've gone against over the years that have really challenged you or impressed you?
Well, one of the most impressive receivers I've ever faced was Daniel Jackson. He's on my team. I went against him all 4 years of my career, and to this day, I really think he's one of the best receivers I've ever faced. He can do anything. He can run any route. He had great hands, and he's just an all-around great player.
Other teams? Anyone from other teams?
Felton from Maryland. I know going in that week we really emphasized on limiting him to what he could do, and he really showed how very versatile he was. And so, yeah, he was pretty good. I also think Tyler Warren, he isn't a receiver,
Right.
but he basically played anything, and he was a very good player too.
In the Super Bowl, we just saw the power of pattern matching defense. What's your approach, and what's helped you to understand how to match patterns?
Really just my knowledge of the game, knowing what route concepts come at what times. You know, if you see a certain route, that you may get another route behind it, and just the knowledge of the game really helps you understand what offenses are trying to do.